What's up and welcome back to the We Are Investing channel, a channel that's dedicated in investing and personal finance. On today's video, we're going to go over what I believe to be one of the best stocks to buy right now. Now, this is not one of those typical hype stocks that you find all over YouTube. We're not going to be talking about Tesla. We're not going to be talking about NEO. We're not going to be talking about Workhorse or any other EV stock. This is not a hype stock, and this stock is low risk in my personal opinion. But that does not mean that I don't expect good gains off of this stock moving forward over the next 12 months. Now guys, before we proceed into the video, I just have to let you know that I am not a financial advisor and I'm not telling you what to do in the stock market. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. I'm just giving you my personal opinion. I'm letting you guys know what I'm buying right now when it comes to investing in the stock market. Now, before we proceed into the video, please consider hitting that subscribe button, ringing that bell, and smashing that like button, and comment down below what stocks you're buying right now. Now, each day we are getting closer and closer to having a vaccine for the virus we all know about. And I did a video on how I'm playing that situation. There are stocks that I have long call options on that I'm banking that those stocks are going to be one of the stocks, one of the companies that produce the vaccines first. And I think we're going to see an increase in share price just off of that news alone. Those stocks include Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Moderna. But we're not talking about those stocks in this video. If you're interested in seeing how I'm playing that situation out, I already did a video on that and you can check it out. I will provide a link in the video description down below. Now, today's best stock to buy right now pick is a picks and shovel play off of the vaccine and the virus. What I mean by that is they're not in the business of producing the vaccine itself. However, they are greatly impacted by the vaccine and it's going to help out their business a ton in my personal opinion. Now, the term picks and shovels originates from the gold rush. The reason why that is such a common term in the stock market is because the companies that made the picks and shovels for the gold rush actually made off better than the companies looking for gold itself. Only a few companies actually were able to get a lot of gold. But if you sold picks and shovels, you were able to sell it to all the companies that were looking for gold. And those are the kind of plays that are really good in the stock market. Indirectly investing in something that is a gold mine is the best way to make money in my personal opinion. Now, without further ado, I introduce today's top stock to buy right now. And that stock, that company is CVS. Now, I mentioned CVS on the Facebook page on October 29th when the stock was trading at $55.64. The current share price for this company is $65.16. That is a 17% gain in just 1 week. However, I think that there is still upside for CVS based on technicals and fundamentals. And we're going to explain why on this video. Now, if we head on over to Webull to take a look at the charts, and real quick, Webull is running a stellar promotion where you can get 3 free stocks worth up to $1,600. And if you refer Webull to 3 additional friends, you can get an additional 15 free stocks worth $800 to $1,600 per stock. So that is a ton of money. Now, if we look at the 1-year chart for CVS, we can see that there is still a lot of upside until we get to those 52-week highs, which are around $70, $75. That right there is an additional 10% ROI based on today's share price. Now, I think we can actually go above the 52-week high. I think that the stock will start to trend upwards because I think there is a lot of headwinds and we have a catalyst for this stock upcoming. But anyways, the stock has been lagging. Since April during the crash, it has not gained everything that it lost. And I think that it should, and I think that it will long term. And I actually think that CVS right now is undervalued. If you look at the multiples based off of its 5-year average, you can see that right now CVS is trading quite cheap. If you look at their price to earnings ratio gap, forward looking, the current multiple is 10.84. while the 5-year average is 15.72. indicating that CVS is undervalued right now. Also, if you look at the EV over EBITDA ratio, the current ratio is 8.51 for the trailing 12 months. That 5-year average is 9.38, also indicating that CVS is undervalued. Now, if you invest in CVS, this is a dividend company, meaning that they have a dividend yield, they have a dividend payout, and you're going to receive money just for holding shares. The current dividend yield for this company is 3.08%. And that is average for this company. If you look at this chart that goes back to 2018, you can see that the dividend yield fluctuates between high 2s to mid 3s. So 3% is right in line with the average for this company. Now, the balance sheet is fine for this company. You do not have to worry about this company having to file for bankruptcy anytime soon, in my personal opinion. If you look at the balance sheet for 2019, you can see that they had $222.45 billion in total assets, and they had $158.28 billion in total liabilities. The assets far outweigh the liabilities. I don't think the business is in any jeopardy right now, so I think the balance sheet is good, and I think that this is a good company to invest in long term, or even a swing trade. You want to get your money and then get out, that is fine too, but this is not something that I would be afraid to invest in by any means. Now, some recent news regarding CVS and why I think this might be a good investment right now. One of the reasons is they increased guidance. In their most recent earnings report, CVS Health raised its 2020 adjusted EPS and cash flow guidance. Their adjusted EPS is expected in the band of $7.35 to $7.45 a share, and that is up from $7.14 to $7.27. And the full year operating cash flow is expected in the range of $12.75 billion to $13.25 billion, compared to the earlier projection of $11 to $11.5 billion. So the fact that they're increasing guidance is definitely a good sign to investors. If you're invested in this stock and they're saying they're going to make more money than expected, that is obviously good news. Now, something else that the company just did that might be good for them overall, they're shaking things up and they're trying to get more growth, is there is a new CEO. During the most recent earnings report, the healthcare company named Karen S. Lynch as its next president and CEO, replacing Larry J. Merlo. Carol Lynch will lead CVS effective February 1st. So when you look at CVS, you see it's a stock that is undervalued based off its 5-year multiple average. Also, when you take a look at the charts, you can see that the stock has lagged, and it still has a lot of room to get up to those 52-week highs we had prior to the crash. Now, also on top of that, the stock increased its guidance. It has a new CEO, which could be exciting to a lot of investors. But the biggest thing here, why I think this stock has room to run, is because what they're doing with the virus. CVS right now has conducted more than 6 million tests, and they're representing about 70% of the testing that is done in a retail setting nationwide. Testing right now is critical. It's a huge factor, and it's super important in being safe and getting back to work. But on top of that, CVS has been selected to partner with the government in administering vaccines when available for long-term care facilities. And according to the company, they expect to play a significant role in all vaccination administration. Now, I think that this is a great bonus for CVS stock. CVS as a company is a good business regardless, but this is a cherry on top. This is added business, this is added foot traffic, and it's super important to our society. So with that being said, I think that CVS is a good stock to buy right now, even at the current share price. It's a stock that I'm buying, it's a stock that I'm invested in, and it's a stock that I'm going to continue to invest in until I think the stock is rich. And right now, I do not think the stock is rich. I actually think it's undervalued. So I think it has room to go, and that is why I'm making a video on it. That is why I'm letting you guys know my thoughts when it comes to CVS. Now, with that being said, that wraps it up for this video. I thank you so much for your time. I thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you like this video and the content that I am providing, please consider hitting that subscribe button, ringing that bell, and smashing that like button. Also, check out the links in the video description down below. There are a bunch of resources that can help you be a better investor. Got the Facebook group, the Discord server, and the Patreon page, which is the best way to show your love for this channel. But other than that, it's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun, and this is We Are Investing, and together we are invincible. See ya!